Masjid Raden Patah. Compose processing facilities. Halal canteen. Alumni facilities. They are Alumni Association System, Career Entrepreneurship Development Unit of Universitas Brawijaya, Business Incubator, Information Technology and Computers Facilities. They are Academic Information System, Registration and Selection for Students Information System, New Student Admissions Information System, Online, an Integrated Service Information System Portal, Student Academic Information System, Decision Support System, Research and Community Service Information System, Bandwidth Internet Capacity, Safety and Health Facilities. They are Firefighting and Rescue, Student Academic Information System, Ambulance System, Health Clinic, Community Service Information System, UB Hospital, Internet Capacity, E-Counseling UB, Health Facilities, counseling.ub.ac.id. In order to guarantee the quality of all units in Universitas Brawijaya has reached some accreditations, such as UB Hospital, Internet Capacity, E-Counseling UB, Health Facilities, counseling.ub.ac.id. In order to guarantee the quality of all units in Universitas Brawijaya. Universitas Brawijaya was established by the President of the Republic of Indonesia on July 11, 1961. This name is derived from the title of King of Majapahit, a great kingdom in Indonesia from 12th to 15th centuries. The Republic of Indonesia on July 11, 1961. Universitas Brawijaya transformed into a state university on January 5, 1963, following a presidential decree issued earlier in the same year. UB is one of the leading universities in Indonesia, with more than 60,000 students in various degrees ranging from State University on January 5, 1966 program for 3 years diploma program and 2 program for 3 years diploma program. 15 bachelor's degree program with 76 study program, more than 60,000 students, 42 study program for master degree, 23 study program for doctoral degree, program for 3 years diploma program. Universitas Brawijaya also has 9 professional program and 18 medical specialist program.
Universitas Brawijaya vision is to become a superior university with international standard and able to actively participate in national development through education, research, community service. We have 2 missions to improve the quality of Universitas Brawijaya. They are, first, to conduct international standard education to mold the students to be academically capable human beings and qualified professionals, and also to own entrepreneurial personality, passion, and capability. Second, to develop and propagate science, technology, arts, and humanity, and attempt to improve people's standard of living and enrich the national culture.
Getting involved in social life on campus will lead to well-rounded university experience. Social involvement will also help to enhance existing skills while also developing some hidden ones such as leadership, interpersonal relations, communications, public speaking, and time management. Universitas Brawijaya provides the facilities to improve the quality of Civitas Academica. They are academic facilities, the library, Laboratory for Biological Sciences and Food Sciences, LSIH. Central Laboratory of Science and Engineering, LSSR. Institute of Research and Community Services, Brawijaya University, LPPM. Institute for Educational Development and Quality Assurance, LPPPM. PJM. International Office. Biosense Institute. UB Media and Communication Group. UB Press. Integrated Laboratory. UB Forest. Agrotechnopark. Center for Disability Studies and Services. Interest and Talent Facilities. Student Activity Units. Pertamina Sport Arena. Sport Clubhouse Pertamina UB. Samanta Krida Hall. Widya Loka Hall. Football field and other sport facilities at Dieng campus. Supporting facilities. UB Bus Fleet. Student Dormitory. Employee Cooperative, KPRI. International Students Dormitory. Bank and ATM Center. Post Office. Masjid Raden Patah. Compost Processing Facilities. Halal Canteen. Alumni facilities, they are Alumni Association System, Career Entrepreneurship Development Unit of Universitas Brawijaya, Business Incubator, Information Technology and Computers Facilities, they are Academic Information System, Registration and Selection for Students Information System, New Student Admissions Information System, Online, an Integrated Service Information System Portal, Student Academic Information System, Decision Support System, Research and Community Service Information System, Bandwidth Internet Capacity, Safety and Health Facilities, they are Firefighting and Rescue, Ambulance, Health Clinic, UB Hospital, e-counseling UB, or counseling.ub.ac.id. In order to guarantee the quality of all units in Universitas Brawijaya has reached some accreditations such as National Accreditation, Grade A accreditation from National Accreditation Body for Universities. Universitas Brawijaya also have as an external quality assurance institution for higher education in health study programs, LAM-PTKS. International Accreditation. Appreciations is given to UB Library, which has been accredited by National Library with rank A in 2016. And accreditations by Associations of Charter Certified Accountants, ACCA, for Accounting Study Program, Faculty of Economy and Business. And accreditations by the Institute of Food Technologies for Agriculture Product Technology Study Program, Faculty of Agriculture Technology. UB also granted an accreditations of Indonesian's Accreditations Board for Engineering Educations, IABEE. The Alliance on Business Education and Scholarship for Tomorrow, a 21st century organization. Universitas Brawijaya is an associate member of AUNQA network under ASEAN University Network since 2014 as a form of international acknowledgement. The following study programs are AUNQA accredited. Universitas Brawijaya as an inclusive excellence campus based on international education continues to improve the quality of services. Universitas Brawijaya as a leading university with our international standards through the process of education, research, and service to the community are going to increase the achievements and to improve the innovations. With pride and confidence, Universitas Brawijaya will continue to improve its quality both at the national and international levels, building up the noble future.
Setiap insan pasti memiliki satu potensi yang terpendam. Kehidupan penuh kompetisi, spirit adalah jati diri.
Bangkitkan eksplorasimu, tingkatkan kompetensimu.
Vokasi bantu menggali potensi.
Vokasi memotivasi, praktisi
Menjadi cerdas dan percaya diri, kreatif dan inovatif untuk meraih sukses dan prestasi. Vokasi Brawijaya. Tingkatkan kompetensimu. Vokasi bantu menggali potensi. Vokasi memotivasi, praktisi
menjadi cerdas dan percaya diri, kreatif dan inovatif untuk meraih
sukses dan prestasi. Vokasi Brawijaya. Vokasi bantu menggali potensi. Vokasi memotivasi, praktisi menjadi cerdas dan percaya diri,
kreatif dan inovatif
untuk meraih sukses dan prestasi. Vokasi Brawijaya. Vokasi Brawijaya. Vokasi Brawijaya. Vokasi Brawijaya.
Luar aja kok. Udah ikut Zoom.
Enggak, satu aja yang ikut tuh.
Siapa?
Aku aja. Biar nanti kalau ada
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good afternoon, everyone. So welcome also our guest lecturer today, Bapak Yasin Ortaki, and also all the lecturer from Information Technology, Universitas Brawijaya, Vocational Faculty, and also our all students that join in our class today. A moment, Pak Yasin still out of the keyboard. Okay. Okay, and today, before we start our lecture, allow us to first together to listen our Indonesian national song, national hymn, and also after that continue to our hymn for our university. And after that, today we would like to invite Pak Dewa, our head of department, to make a opening speech. And after that, we will continue to the lecture and also introduce and know more about Bapak Yasin Ortaki. Is that correct, Pak Yasin?
Ortakji.
Ortakji. Okay, thank you.
The true one is Ortakji.
Ortakji. Okay,
no problem. How can you spell no matter?
Yeah, okay, thank you for your correction. So before we start, we would like to listen our Indonesian anthem, national song. So please, Bu Utari, to share it. Okay, thank you. For the next session, we would like to continue with our head of department, Creative and Digital Industries Head of Department, Bapak Dewa. Please share your opening speech to us. So time and place will be yours. Thank you, Pak.
Thank you, Bu Afrida. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for Bu Afrida and thank you for Dr. Moko. And special thank you for Dr. Yasin Ortakci from Computer Engineering, Karabuk University. Welcome to our program, Doctor. This program is the meaning is the program is 3-in-1. What the meaning 3-in-1 is the one subject with the in campus is handled by 3 people. The first is from the program here in our campus, and now the program is we conduct using online program, and we hope in next year we hope Dr. Yasin Ortakci maybe visit our campus, Doctor. We hope we can make the visiting lecture or other program or joint collaboration or joint research with me and your department. Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Yasin Ortakci, with your time to give me and student for the lecture in this program. And then on behalf of our Dean of Faculty of Vocational Study, we open 3-in-1 program for the topic UI UX design in mobile application. Okay, thank you very much, and all the students, thank you also. You come join in here for this program. And the time I will back to Afrida. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Pak Dewa, for your opening speech. And before we start, I think maybe we can, all students, maybe we can put your virtual background and then open your camera. So before we start, would like to take a picture together. So please, all the students, open your camera and also we can take a picture together. Okay. Pak Moko, could you please turn off the spotlight and also
I already take it.
oh, already take it, Pak. Okay, so can we start? Okay, can we start to the lecture today?
Yeah, okay, start the
Yeah, okay, thank you. So before we start, I would like to greet Yasin Ortakci. So good afternoon, Pak Yasin Ortakci. How are you today?
Good afternoon. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good afternoon to everybody.
Good
For
afternoon.
me, good morning. For you, good afternoon.
Oh,
Yeah,
what time in your place, Pak?
9 o'clock, about 9.
Okay, 9 o'clock.
Not too early.
Yeah. Okay, so before we start, I think I will a little bit introduce your biography, Yasin. Yasin Ortakci received his degree, BS degree in computer engineering from Sakarya University, and MS, Master Science, has also PhD degree in computer engineering from Karabuk University. And then after that, in 2010, he conducted research on military applications of meta-heuristic algorithm as a visiting scholar at Auburn University, Alabama, USA. To be awarded his PhD project the Best Project Award. He also served as the head of the informatics department between 2015 until 2017 in Unica, and as the Safran Bolu Vocational High School Director between 2017 to 2022. He worked as a professor at Karabuk University, Faculty of Engineering, Department of Engineering since 2017. His research focus is artificial intelligence, machine learning, virtual reality, data analytics, and has many national and international projects and publications in this field. And since 2022, he has been conducting research regarding artificial intelligence applications on social media as an academic visitor at Birmingham City University in the UK. So, and also today we would like to discuss about UI UX design in mobile app development Android platform. So please, the time is yours, Pak Yasin, for today's lecture.
Okay, thank you very much for this nice presentation, and I appreciate for your invitation. Such a good event. I'm very happy to be here, and thank you, the head of the department, for his nice speech. You introduced me shortly. I will give some information about me. I'm a professor in the computer engineering department in Karabük University. And last year I was in UK for some as an academic visitor, and now recently I have been making research about large language models, especially in artificial intelligence, and also I am lecturing about mobile programming in Karabük University. Today at the beginning I will give some information about our university and also my recent project at the beginning, if you let me. Then we can start the mobile programming and graphical user interface development. Can I share my screen and start my presentation?
Yes, Dr. Yasin.
Yes, please.
Okay, then I think, do you see are you seeing my screen now?
It's clear.
Okay. Before that, in my presentation, there are some system sounds, so I must check if they are working, then I will start.
Oh.
Okay, so record, not share sound, meeting info, view, the system auto settings. I think it's okay. Okay, we will today we will talk about mobile application and its user interface development features. So first of all, I want to introduce my university. This is Karabük University at General Lviv. We have many faculties, more than 16 faculties in the university, and 4 institutions and 8 vocational school, and our student number is more than 40,000, and 12,000 of these students are international students. So we are one of the international, we are the most international university in the Turkey. We have the biggest number of international students, and Karabük University is well known with its international policy. We have many agreements with many universities all over the world, and we have many agreements. I hope we have agreement with your university as well. So many students are coming from abroad here, from Indonesia as well, and we are famous in the engineering department as well. Also, our computer engineering department is very well. We have a good staff, academic staff here, and we are conducting many research about the computer science. The Karabük University, our university, UNICA, is in the top 500 university in the Young University ranking. This ranking is done by the well-known ranking company, and so we are not a very old university. This university is established in 2007. In last 15 years, it made a very huge progress and become one of the best university in the Turkey, and also we are attempting to be one of the good university in the world. So as a location, Karabük is a city at the north of Ankara. Ankara is the capital city of Turkey, and we are close to Istanbul as well. So it takes 5 hours from Istanbul, 2 hours from Ankara. So our position is very central, and the Karabük is very close to Ankara and also Istanbul, well-known city of Turkey. First, I want to talk about my recent projects. We are conducting many research, and these research are supported by national and international institution. We have just finished RECOM project. This was an European Union project with the partnership of 7 universities in the Europe. And my second project, I will talk about the details. Smart Escape. This is supported by the TÜBİTAK, Turkish National Science Department, and the last one is WeArc. It's a virtual reality environment, virtual reality tool, educational tool. So RECOM project, it was aiming to developing an online computer programming environment with innovative modules. So, you know, in the pandemic period, all over the world, in the education, all the partners were struggling. So the professor was complaining about how they will teach, and the student will also complaining about there is not enough interaction. So we aim to develop an innovative computer environment, programming environment. So in this system, there were some innovative games, innovative quizzes, exams, and tutorials. It was different from the classical educational material, so students can learn in interactive way in this environment. And we have 7 partners, 2 from Turkey and 1 Burgas University from Bulgaria, and Palermo University from Italy, Ljubljana University from Slovenia, and Tallinn University from Estonia. Also the best organization, student organization, was our partner in this project. And the second project, this was about my PhD. So, you know, now there are complex buildings, huge complex buildings, and especially in case of fire, evacuating this building is a challenging process, and people generally, when they went to do a shopping center, for example, a huge shopping center, they don't know the environment very well. If there is a fire in the building, it's really challenging for the people to go out of the building on their own. So this was a TÜBİTAK project. TÜBİTAK is a Turkish national science academy. They are supporting the project, and it's a very prestigious organization and supporting high quality projects. So in this project, we evacuate the people on their smartphone. So if there is a fire case in a building, okay, then people need an assistant. Our system is detecting their position with RFID technology, and then by using their smartphone, people can go out of the building in the most safe way. System is finding the safest way for every individual. So there is an artificial neural network in the model. This ENN, this artificial neural network, considers the individual's personal information like age, gender, body structure. If he or she has a disease, maybe heart disease, maybe respiratory disease, and taking his position, the system takes 11 different features of the user and evacuate them out of the building in the safest way. We assume that the building has the necessary sensor. This project is ANN-based path-finding system in case of fire, and we published many papers about this subject. So it was a very fruitful project. So this is a video showing. I think we can't hear the sound. There's a problem. So at the left side, you see the screen of the application, the mobile application. At the right side, so we will watch the evacuation process. So we are choosing our features: age, gender, body structure, if we have a joint muscle problem, respiratory disease, disability, if we have a gas mask, if we are familiar with the building. So we are entering our personal feature to the system. Then starting the evacuation. When we click the start evacuation, system is navigating the user. So at the left side, you see the screen of the mobile application. So it also shows the temperature in the path and also shows the remaining distance. It says turn right, turn left, go straight. Unfortunately, we can't hear. I think I couldn't set it.
I think maybe you can reshare, Pak. So when you share screen, there is also an option for include audio.
I'm not familiar with the
Zoom.
Yes, I can do it. I'm not very familiar with Zoom because we are using Microsoft Teams.
Oh, okay.
But I will stop sharing and try to fix it.
Try to reshare and then click the include audio before share.
I think not in audio settings.
No. When you take share screen in the below, there is a option.
Before you click share, yeah. Before you click share, there is an option.
Before I click share,
the left.
then
Before click share, there is include audio in
share sound.
This one.
Share sound in the left side.
In the left and bottom,
left side,
there is a share sound, and then after that, click share in on the right.
In my left of the screen, there is mute. The sound. Okay, when I click this one, select microphone, select speaker. Leave
You click, so click share screen first.
Then
Click share screen
share
and
some.
then
This is right. Share some.
yes, share
Ah.
some.
Oh,
Share
okay.
some.
Thank you very
Correct.
much. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So I can start it from the beginning. Can you hear now?
Yaşım 60
Okay.
yaş üstü olsun.
Yes,
Can you hear now?
Yes,
Yeah,
clear. Yes.
Cinsiyetimiz erkek
So
olsun.
I'm talking Turkish, but
Vücut tipimiz şişman
sorry
olsun.
for
Kalp
that.
problemimiz
But then the
olmasın.
system will start
Eklem
to
kas rahatsızlığımız
navigate
olsun.
us in English.
Nefes problemimiz olmasın. Fiziksel engelimiz olmasın. Gaz maskemiz yok. Fire protection
So we are
elbisemiz
setting
yok.
the
Binaya
system now.
aşinalığımız
At the
var.
beginning, we have the fire
Bu
alert system is
parametrelerle
warning us. Then we are
uygulamayı
setting our
başlatalım.
feature. Actually, we are setting our feature before, then starting the application in case of fire.
Go to electronic department. Go to electronic department. Keep going. Keep going.
So at the left side, you can see the
Go to front of seminar hall.
mobile applications interface. So
Go
temperature
to front of
increasing.
seminar hall. Turn left. Turn left. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Turn right.
So actually, we use fire simulation. We didn't set
Turn
a
right.
real fire.
Keep
as
going.
you imagine, as you guess. So this is a simulation.
Keep going.
Fire simulation. In the fire simulation,
Keep
we are
going.
getting the information, and it's find the shortest path for
Keep going.
the individual.
Turn left. Turn right. Turn left. You are close to exit. You are close to exit.
And that's the end.
You are at exit.
Evet, başarıyla tamamlandı.
Okay. So this project was completed successfully. As I said, it was very fruitful project. We published many papers for this project. And then this is one of my new project. When I was head of a vocational school in here, so in the pandemic period, I was the head of Safranbolu Vocational School, and especially in architectural restoration department, the professor was coming to me and complaining about they couldn't handle their lesson in this way, in online platform. They're always saying, the students come here, the students should come here, and we should conduct our lesson, our measurement together, because we are always practicing, our lessons are practice based, so applied based, so our concepts are not theoric. They were always complaining these details. So I was answering just, what can I do? I am just the head of this department. The world is struggling with this pandemic, and everybody is finding solution, but couldn't find a solution. All over the world, there is a chaos. So then an interesting idea come into my mind. Okay, as a head of this department, as a head of this school, I couldn't solve the problem, but as a computer scientist, I can find a solution. Perhaps I couldn't bring the students to my school, but I can create an environment, a virtual environment, which makes the students and teachers come together inside it and make interaction lesson. So this is the motivation. This is the motivation of me when I'm preparing this project. And this project was accepted by European Union as well. So we had 3 partners, one from Italy, University of Salento, and as a lead, Karabük University. We were the leader of this project, and the Birmingham City University from UK, they were our partners. So as I said, I decided to transfer the education into metaverse environment, especially for architectural restoration department. Their all courses are applied based, so they are going to on-site, they are going to all buildings and make measurements by using some architectural tool. But in the pandemic period, they couldn't do these kinds of measurements, so they were not getting a good high quality education. Also, our restoration department, architectural restoration department is famous because we are in a city, a historical city, famous with old houses. So our architectural department is one of the best department in Turkey about in terms of architecture. So we didn't want to lose our trend, and we decided to transfer our education into the metaverse environment. Students are making measurement inside the building with their realistic avatar. So we created avatar for each user, and by using this avatar, by wearing the VR headset, they are entering this virtual world. And as real life, as in their classical lesson, they can do all the measurements in this virtual environment. So they are making building survey process. What is building survey? I want to just shortly, briefly explain building survey. This is a reliever with the other name. Reliever is extracting the vertical and horizontal building plan. So, you know, the historical buildings, they are damaged by the time with different reasons, and the restoration studies is the some step of recovering this building. So they are extracting, the first step of restoration is extracting vertical and horizontal building plan. So building survey is the process to extract the building plan from the real building. So it's actually an inverse engineering because, you know, normally engineers draw the plan, then the masters construct the building according to plan. But now in the historical buildings, they are already constructed in the past, and now they are damaged, and we are trying to recover them. The first step is to extract the building plan. By making measurements, we can create the building plan. So this figure is a sample building plan. So this is the first step of restoration. And the reliever, this is building survey training, is the fundamental step of architectural education. So in these courses, students learn how to do measurement task and how to make sketch. They use whiteboard for sketching, water hose, measurement tape, and plumb. These are classical measurement tools. So these measurement tools, you know, the type measure, this is type measure. It's used to measure the distance between 2 points. This is water hose. We use water hose to define the level, to define the same level, same horizontal scale line in a building. If, especially in the old buildings, the floors are not even, they are uneven, so we can't trust the floor when we're making measurements. So we should create a horizontal scale line. So we should find the same point, same height in the building. So by using water level hose, we can set the points, the reference point in the building. This is plumb. Another one is plumb. Plumb is used to find the slope rate of a wall. When you put one edge of this plumb to the ceiling of the building, so it drops down, and the edge of these spark edge of plumb shows the projection point of top point, sailing point on the floor. So it's a very useful device. They are fundamental tools used in measuring, in building survey, and also the students are using a sketching board. This they are drawing when they make measurement, and they are transferring the value to this sketching board. And actually, in building survey, students are going on site as a group of 3 students, and they are making measurements. They are drawing the sketch. Then they are bringing their sketch to their professor, their teacher, and their teacher is evaluating the sketching, the drawing plan, then making some, giving some feedback. According to his feedback, students are going back to do on-site measurement, going to the building again, and they are making this measurement again, and they are drawing in a more proper way. So this loop is, this operation is continuing in a cyclic way. So until they get the perfect drawing plan, the best drawing plan. So this is the main process in building survey. So in this project, in the concept of this project, we developed three different building. The first one is Teneri building from Turkey. The second one was from UK, from Coventry. It's a medieval age building, and a Terrapali building from Italy. And this is the current form of Teneri building in Turkey, in Safranbolu, in our city. So we have the drawing plan of this building. According to this drawing plan, we created a virtual model. So this is the virtual model, the outside of the building. Okay, this is the original form in the past. So we gathered information about this building, and we designed this building with this information in the original form. So this is the interior design of the building. So we created our model in Blender environment, and we transferred these models to the Unity game engine. So this is the building in UK, the Coventry Ring. This is a building coming from medieval age, I think from 12th century. Okay, so this is a very old building in UK. So we gather information about this building, and we model this building in this form. So first, our partner in UK make measurements, find the real measurements, drawing plan. Then according to this drawing plan, we created the model, and we transferred this model to the Unity game engine as well. And this is the Terrapali. Now, as you see, it's destroyed, not in the original form. Our Italian partner gathered information about this building, find its drawing plans. Then according to this drawing plan, we modeled this Terrapali building in the Blender environment. So this is actually, Terrapali is used in the old age of Italy. These towers exists in the Lecce region, at the hoof of the boat in Italy. You know, Italy's geographic shape is like a boat, so they are at the heel of this boat, and these buildings, these structures, were being used for military purposes, for watching the enemies. So there are many towers, and this is one of them. In the old ages, the people in Italy were they are making agriculture, and to protect their product, they are giving tax to the soldiers, and the soldiers are always keeping and watching the enemy from this tower. If there is a potential threat, they are giving information to the other towers by using mirror, and they are coming together to defend their country. So in our model, we use avatar. We use realistic avatar. A Meta SDK, Meta company produced very realistic avatar. These avatars are very realistic because even they are acting your lip motion. When you're talking, the avatar's lips are moving as you are talking. So they are very realistic. You can modify them. In our model, the avatars are same, but you can model it. You can design it according to your shape, according to your appearance. You can add mustache. You can change your hair color. You can change your eyes color. Everything you can change it, and you can modify and create very realistic avatar. So in this system, our aim was to make measurement. Students can enter this system. Okay, they don't have to be in the same environment. For example, one student from Jakarta, from Indonesia, okay, and one student from Turkey, and one student from Italy, they can enter this system by wearing their VR headset. When they wear their VR headset and entering the system, they are coming together in the same environment. So this system is independent of the location. You don't have to be in the same environment. Even if you are in different countries, if you have internet, no problem, you can come together and make measurement as if you are in the real environment. So this system has all features of traditional class. So they are going on-site measurement, they are going the buildings as a group of 3 students. So in this system, we simulated their real lessons, and they are coming together in this environment, and they are making the same measurement, all the tasks as in real life, as in their real lessons. So sketching in VR, students, I have a video, students can make sketching. One of the students, there are 3 students, one of them is in the role of sketcher. He is in the role of sketcher. 2 students are making measurement, and they are saying to the sketcher is transferring this value and this shape, the drawing plan, onto the sketching board. They can save this figure, they can save this sketching to their device, and then they can print it later. And the next one, hose. This is water hose. They are using this water hose to find the same level on a wall. When they are making measurement, it's important to measure the distance on the same height. So they are defining the same height level. So they're finding horizontal scale line on the wall. So when the water is still, the water shows the same height in the both sides. So by adding marker, students are defining the same height on the walls, and they are making measurements on these between these markers. And this is the measuring tape. Two students or one student can use this measurement tape. If the distance is short, they can use, one student can make measurement. But if the distance is long, one edge is handed by one student and the other edge is handed by another student. They can make measurement together. So the building is modeled in the real size. So it shows 64.7 centimeter. It's very precise measurement. And we model the building in this same size, in the real life size. So these measurements are true. And this is the plumb usage. So when you put the plumb on the top, so the conic on the plumb falls down and it shows the projection point of the point on the top on the floor. It shows the projection point of sailing point on the floor. Also, we can measure the slope rate of a building with this tool. So in the Tenerife building, we made a measurement. So this video shows. So you can set the whiteboard. If you have a left hand or right hand, you can also set it. You can change the color. And when two of the students are making measurement, the other one, the sketcher, is drawing the plan. Okay, they are making measurements to just understand, have an idea how the process is realizing. I'm showing the video. So we all coded in this environment in the Unity game engine. We add all interactions, okay? We coded from the beginning. All the codes belongs to us. The coding, modeling, and interaction are done by our team. So also we published many papers about this study as well. So we publish it in the very high quality journals in the citation index, Science Citation Index. So it's one of my best paper. So this video shows the measuring process. So actually, this is what the students were doing in the real lesson. They are going these buildings and they are making measurements in this way. But now they don't have to go to the on-site measurement. Okay, they don't have to go to the buildings. Sometimes going building is difficult. Why? Because there are some dangers. These buildings are dangerous. Also, sometimes they can't get the permission to enter the building. So students are generally complaining to going to on-site measurement. For education, this is a good tool. So this is the country building. We have also a video. They are making measurement in this building as well. So I'm passing the next one. I don't want to lose time too much. So this is the Torapalli building. In the Torapalli building, students are making measurement as well. They can do these measurements in this building as well. So also they can talk to each other. So in the video, there is no sound. We can't hear them, but in the real system, they can communicate verbally. So they can communicate interactively. All their gestures are simulated and all the sounds are transferred. By this way, they have a good communication in their lesson. So we made some experiments. In these experiments, we have 30 students, and these 30 students liked very much this system. So I don't want to give the result details, but generally, students made the task, measurement task, better than in classical environment. Why, I don't know. They really love the system, and they wear headset and enter the system, and they liked too much, they enjoyed, and they didn't want to leave the system. Okay, so they said, even if only our lessons, all of our lessons becomes in this environment, they did measurement easily in a shorter time and in a more accurate way. So we can't say that our system is better than traditional education. This is so, I think, so big idea, claim. But I can say that students love this system and they enjoyed and they didn't get bored in this system. So they made all the measurements. At the left side, you see they did in the real environment. They did the same task in the virtual environment on the right. For instance, then when they are using Plumb, if the height is too much, they are using chair or ladder. So it's more challenging for students. But in our system, it's so easy because you can move the handle of Plumb to anywhere by carrying it. So the sketching process at the left in real environment, at the right in virtual environment. So I have a video, a teaser video, showing our studies. Okay, then I've finished the first part, I think. If you have any question, I'm happy to answer up to now. If you get bored, we can give a 10-minute break. It's up to you. If you have any question, please don't hesitate to ask. Okay, then if there is no question, we can pass to our subject.
Hello, Professor. May I ask?
Yeah, of course, I'm happy to answer any question.
Any question, Surya?
Pardon me for asking this question, but how much does it cost to develop such system? If you don't mind me asking.
So, are you asking how to develop these kinds of application?
Oh, yes, indeed, yes. But and also,
Okay.
how much does it cost to develop such system?
The sound is not so clear. I couldn't understand. Please, can you repeat it again?
Yes. So my question is, how much does it cost to develop such system?
Okay,
And
okay,
how?
thank you very much for this good question.
Because I think that it is
Actually,
very
we
simple.
are a team, one of my friends and one of my master students and me. For us, it takes more than 1 year to develop these kinds of application. So I didn't put so much details about the developing for this project. So I was expecting this question. To develop these kinds of application, first, you should use Blender environment, a 3D modeling environment, maybe 3D Max or Blender. In Blender, first we developed the building model, 3D building model, and then with Substance Painter, we paint the texture. We created the texture. Then we created our model. This model is transferred to Unity Game Engine. In the Unity Game Engine, you can add interaction. So all this, we also use Mixed Reality Toolkit. Mixed Reality Toolkit. This Mixed Reality Toolkit provides you many functions. This is a special library for interaction. So we created the object, we created the water level hose, we created the plumb, we created the tape measure, and we add interaction by coding in C#. In Unity, you can code in C#, and we add interaction. So this is the abstraction. This is the short explanation of the methodology. But if you are really interested in this project, our project link is, our website is here. And you can reach all the details about the project in this link. We have a website. I think I can show the website. WeArc. So this is the project website. You can find all the details, the outcomes. We are sharing the codes as well. Also in the outcomes part, we loaded our tutorials. We prepared a tutorial, okay? And we load them into the YouTube. There are many videos in YouTube showing how to develop these kinds of application. If you click this YouTube link, you will reach our application. So in Unity, we are explaining WeArc usage. The system name is WeArc, and also Blender, how to prepare the models in the Blender, how to use Mixed Reality Toolkit, C#, Unity. Okay, all the process are explained in these video tutorials. It's more than 30 hours. Total video length is more than 20 hours. Sorry, 30 hours. So if you are really interested how to develop these kinds of application, you can utilize from this video as well. I hope I tried to answer your question. I hope it's enough. It's clear for you, I hope.
Yes.
Any other question? You're welcome.
Sir Yasin, my question, my ask you.
Please.
Okay, before you say this can be replaced a traditional learning, so I wonder how many years it will take for your project to be implemented to replace the learning system, and why this better than traditional system?
I didn't actually. This is a big claim. Okay, if I said this is replaced by the traditional education. Okay, our aim is not to replace it with the traditional education. Actually, we are developing this tool. We developed this tool for pandemic. For in pandemic period,
okay.
we have online courses, and in online environment, these kinds of lessons can be handled very well. So our aim was support the education, not replace it with not replace this model with the traditional education.
So we can replace or not? Maybe in 10 years or 20 years.
Why not? No, it's okay. It's working well. Okay, it's working well. But I prefer to face every time. But if you want to get education from Indonesia, okay, you want to get this education, but in your university, this education is not delivered. So what will happen? So you can apply these courses from the Indonesia, and you don't have to come here. So it's a good opportunity, but I'm repeating, this is not our aim. Is not to or our. We are not claiming this is better than traditional education. Perhaps in the future, all our meetings are transferred to the online platforms. Perhaps in the future, education will be transferred to the online platforms as well. So this is not limited only architectural education. We can apply this system to many fields. For example, we are planning to prepare another project. This is for foreign language learning. There are well-known languages, English, Spanish, or any other language, German, for example, in Europe, and Turkish. So we are planning to create an environment, a virtual environment, to collect the people from each country. For example, the best way of learning a language to communicate with the native speakers, right?
Right.
This is the best way. If we communicate with the native people, so you learn the language very well in the best way. But not all of us doesn't have the opportunity to go to the abroad. For example, going to UK. Last year I was in UK, but it's not possible every time. There are visa limitations, also economic reasons. It's a very expensive country. So I can't go there, or a normal student can't go there, an ordinary student can't go there easily. So perhaps they can go there, but we can collect the native speakers with the learners in the same environment with the avatars. Okay. And these avatars are shows all the mimics, all the gesture. When you are moving your hand, avatar's hand is moving. When you're laughing, the avatar is laughing. Okay. When you're surprised, avatar becomes surprised. It's mimicking your face perfectly. So you are learning the mimics as well, not the language. Mimics as well. So they can record the video and the conversation in the system, and they can come together in this environment, and they can learn the language in a better way. So we can apply this system, we can apply our model. This is metaverse environment, and we can deliver our lesson in virtual environment, and we can make the people come together in this environment in a realistic way.
Okay, that's clear, Mr. Thank you for.
Thank you very much. Any question?
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Is this project or whatever environment or system it is a free, as in freedom software or proprietary malware? Proprietary
So-
malware because they deny the freedom to study the source code.
So you can find the source code in our web page. After we develop this project, we upload it to the GitHub. Okay, you can reach, it's free. The codes are in this environment. You can find in the GitHub. We use Blender. Blender is also a free tool. Unity Game Engine, you can download it. So developing tools are also developing tools and environments also is free. And you can also get the codes, the whole codes from the GitHub. We upload all our codes to GitHub. And also you can, if you want to learn how to develop this code, if you want to understand, you can watch the video. They are on YouTube. You know, YouTube is free. So all the things is free. The output of the project are free. You can also download the application as well. If you have, we are using MetaGuest 2, MetaGuest 2 VR headset. If you have this VR headset, you can install this application. Then you can use as well in your device.
Thanks.
You're
for the
welcome.
information.
Any other question?
Sir, do you mind if I ask?
Of course.
For the link to the web page and also for the link for the video, is it fine if I ask you to put it on the chat? So, because I'm struggling to find it actually.
I'm
The
sorry,
link.
the sound is not clear. Can you speak aloud, please?
Oh, okay. If you don't mind me asking, can you please put the link of the web page and the YouTube videos on the chat? Because I'm struggling to find it.
I can share this presentation with you. Okay. You can also download the video, for example. The video is in YouTube. You can find it in YouTube. If you enter our website, in the chat part, I can write the web page. Okay, our web page. I will share the web page. So this is our web page. I'm sharing this web page from the chat part. And you can reach all the content from this web page. For instance, if you want to go YouTube. Also, I will find YouTube video. I think in video clips, we can find it. There are many videos here. Not this one. In my presentation, you can find this one as well. Okay, it's here, but I can send it. Its size is more than 200 megabyte, but I can mail it to your teacher, and you can get them easily. And also, I can load it to the YouTube. Okay, I can share on the YouTube. I think it's in the YouTube, but I couldn't find now. I can share the video link in the YouTube. Also, I will share the presentation with you after the meeting.
Okay. Thank you very much, Doctor.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Other question? Can we continue with Android now?
Yes.
Sure, sir.
Okay,
Then we can continue.
thank you very much. I will join this. It's sharing. Then, okay, Android. Just I will check my presentation. Next slide. Okay. So what's Android? First, we will start from the Android. You know, Android is an open source operating system. It's oriented for mobile platforms, primarily developed for mobile platforms. Actually, in the past, it was first developed for advanced operating system for digital camera. But later, they transformed this system for mobile devices. It's Linux-based operating system. Android is derived from the Linux 2.6 kernel. And Android is not only an operating system, a mobile operating system. Android is also a framework. You can develop application, you can use it an operating system. So it has software development kits, Android software SDK, software development kits, provides many tools and APIs for developing mobile application. So Android is not only an operating system, Android is a platform. So Android is now the most known mobile system. I think I will check my slides. There are some slides. Position is not. Okay, then. When we look at the history of Android, in 2005, a man whose name is Andy attempt to develop Android, start to develop Android. And with his friends, they established Android Incrementation, Android Inc. company, a software company, or it was a startup. Then at 2007, Google realized the potential of Android and purchased this small company, and purchased the Android. And with Open Handset Alliance is a group including many companies. They come together to develop Android. They supported Android. And their aim was to develop mobile applications or mobile devices, smart mobile devices, which are using touchpad screen. And they released the first version of Android at 2007. These are the Android versions. Now we have 14, yes, 14, and the last one 15. Android 15 is not released yet. We have 14 different versions. So you can see it. The first one is released about 2008. Then 2009, they released 4 different Android versions. They are calling them with a sweet name, Cupcake, Donut, Eclair. Then at 2010, they released Android Froyo. Then they released Gingerbread. So in 1 year, they are releasing new operating system, new Android platforms. You know, another operating system developer is Microsoft. They are developing operating system. They are releasing new version. For example, in 1998, they released Windows 98. Then at 2 years later, they released Windows 2000. 3 years later, they released Windows XP. And then they released, 2 years later, they released Windows Vista. 2 years later, they released Windows 7. Then they released Windows 8. So in the last 30 years, perhaps they released only 10 operating system. But in Android world, in the mobile world, the situation is ridiculously different. They are releasing 3 times, perhaps 3 or 4 times in a year. So it's a very fast, quick developing environment. In 2011, they released 2 different versions. In 2012, they released Jelly Bean, then KitKat, and Lollipop. These are the name of Android version. Perhaps you use them. You have used them. Marshmallow, Android version 6 at 2015, then Nougat, and 2017, Oreo, 2018, they released Pi, then 10. Every year, they are releasing new version. I think in next year, they will release Android 15. So all of this Android version has new features. When they release a new Android version, they are releasing new features. So we will talk about these details, and perhaps today many of the users are using after Nougat version. So the number of people who are using previous versions, their numbers are very limited. Most of the users are using the Android version after Nougat. So Android world, the mobile world is very promising. Why? If you are developing mobile application, you are very lucky. For example, consider Google company. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, when we are asking who is the richest man in the world, everybody was saying Bill Gates. Okay, everybody was saying Bill Gates because he is the owner of Microsoft company. He has the effect on all over the computer worlds because his operating system, Microsoft operating system, is widely used all over the world. But now, when we ask the question, who is the richest man of the world, we are not answering as Bill Gates. He lost his popularity and his richness as well. Why? Because the Microsoft company didn't manage to provide mobile operating system. Today, in the mobile world, there are 2 competitors. They are Google with Android and Apple with iOS. So Microsoft company made some attempts. They released Windows Mobile, especially Windows 8 was a mobile operating system oriented operating system, but it failed. It didn't get to succeed. So their operating system, mobile operating system of Microsoft, was a failure. So Microsoft company lost a lot of gain revenue from the information technology, IT world, because they are target only PC users, okay, PC users. Perhaps everybody doesn't have PC in the world, but we can say nearly everyone in the world has a mobile phone, has a smartphone. So their target number, if you are developing mobile application, your target is all over the world. All the people are your target. But if you're developing application for PCs, personal computers, so your target is limited according to mobile target group. All over the world, people are using mobile devices, but not everyone is using PC. So this is why Microsoft company lost their power in the IT sector. So now the leader in this world, there is only one leader, but Google is one of the leader in the IT technology, IT sector. Also at the other side, Apple is one of the leading company because they are developing mobile applications and mobile devices. Also, they are providing mobile platforms, and they are gaining too much money from this sector. So when we are developing Android application, we can develop applications for smartphones, for tablets, or Android wears like smartwatch. You know, now Android is not limited with only mobile phones or tablets. We can develop application for Android wears like smartwatch. Also, we have Android TV now, smart TV. In this TV, Android operating system is installed, and you can develop application for Android TV as well. So we have a variety of application to develop in Android system. Also, today we have smart cars. In the smart car, they have computers. In these computers, we can use Android as an operating system. Also, we can develop application for automobiles as well, smart automobiles. So if we talk about the structure of architecture of Android, at the top, there's application layer. Under the application layer, we have an application framework. And at the middle, we have libraries, Android runtime, core libraries, Dalvik virtual machine, and Linux kernel. So at the top application, when you develop any application, they are included in this group. User applications, for example, you develop an Android application, or you are using Google Chrome or something. When you install something, they are in the group of application. But we have application framework. In application framework, there are many actually frameworks. This is a framework. There are many features which we can use in Java programming language. There are activity manager, resource manager, notification manager, location manager. They are handling, for example, location manager is handling location-based operation. When a notification comes, notification manager manage the operation. Or telephone manager, when a call comes, telephone manager takes the responsibility and handle the call. And in the core library, these are written, the core libraries are written in Java programming language. So this core library contains all the collection classes, utilities, input, output, and all utilities and tools that you have come to expect to use. And Dalvik virtual machine, I hope you know Java virtual machine. If you are writing codes in Java programming language, so to able to run the Java programs on your computer, you need Java virtual machine. You need to install Java virtual machine. Instead of Java virtual machine, in Android, we use a simplified version of Java virtual machine, Dalvik virtual machine. Dalvik virtual machine is optimized mobile device for Android. Java virtual machine is so sophisticated for Android device. Android devices processing capability, storing capability is not equal to the PCs. They are less than PCs. So when we compare PC and Android devices, PC has more power in terms of processing speed, processing computational cost, computational speed, computational power. So Dalvik Virtual Machine is a simplified version of Java Virtual Machine. What does Dalvik Virtual Machine do? So when you write Java codes, they are converted to bytecodes. These bytecodes are converted to jar files in PCs. They are converted to Dalvik virtual DEX Dalvik codes as DEX extension. So we can use it in Dalvik Virtual Machine. Any question up to now? Okay, then we can continue. Native libraries. These are, so in this part, we have libraries. These libraries are written in C and C++ platform. And if you want to use this platform, if you want to use these libraries, so you need to know, you need to use native development kit, and at the kernel side, at the bottom side, there's a Linux kernel. So the architecture is based on Linux 2.6 kernel. All the low-level operation, drivers, memory management, and input-output management, all kinds of low-level operation is handled by Linux kernel. In this figure, we see the different operating system, different mobile operating system, and their development across the years. So iOS, this one is iOS. iOS entered the sector before Android, and now iOS is one of the most preferred operating system in mobile devices. In contrast, Android is also one of the most preferred one, and now today perhaps Android user is larger than iPhone user in the world. But when we examine the BlackBerry, now we don't have BlackBerries, and also Windows Mobile. So Microsoft company made some attempts to enter the mobile world, but they didn't succeed. They couldn't succeed, and they didn't manage to produce a well-known and a proper mobile operating system. They produced Windows Mobile, but I think HTC company, HTC producer, mobile phone producer, used Windows Mobile for a while, but they give up to use Windows Mobile because the user didn't like Windows Mobile too much. So we can say Windows Mobile didn't succeed, couldn't succeed like iOS and Android. Today we have two main mobile platform in the mobile world. They are Android and they are iOS. When we are developing Android applications today, you can develop your application in Android Studio. And in Android Studio there are emulators. Emulator is a virtual device If you don't have an Android device to able to test your application, you can use emulator, but it consumes too much computer resource, too much computer power and storage, RAM storage. So if you have a phone, it's better to test your application on your phone. So in Android mobile device, and Android provide Android software development kits, and there are many functions, many libraries in this Android software development kits. We are writing our codes in this environment. In the past, Java, we were coding purely in Java when we are developing Android application. But today, Google company offer us Kotlin programming language. So they said Kotlin is better, but I think Kotlin is not better than Java. The main reason is when the Oracle company purchased the Java, okay, the Oracle company purchased the Java programming language. Then they said to Google, you are using our software, or you are using our programming language. You should pay a license fee. Then Google company didn't want to pay the fee. Instead, they said, okay, Java is not our fundamental programming language. We are offering Kotlin. The developers will prefer Java or Kotlin. If they want to code in Java, okay, it's up to them. We are supporting Java, but Java is not a necessity for our application. We are offering Kotlin. You can use Kotlin as well. So they didn't want to pay, and this is why they produce Kotlin programming language today. But when you are developing mobile application, both of them, Java and Kotlin, are both used. If you feel comfortable in Java, so you can use the Java, and they are not very different. When you examine the Kotlin, their structure are nearly same. There are some similar syntax difference. And when we are designing an application, first we are designing our application in the XML platform. You know, if you know how to design a web page, we use HTML tag to design our web pages. Then to add functionality, we are adding some code, some script code in Java, in C#, in Python, in PHP, in ASP. So we are using these programming languages to add interaction in web page design. When we are designing mobile application, we are using XML as a designer, as a layout designer. So we are creating this design. Then to add functionality, so when you enter the name, when you click the button, what will happen? So we are adding some codes by using Java or Kotlin. So this is the main step, main idea, main overview of mobile application development. There are two sides, XML and programming side. But today they are trying to pass to new concepts. So Jetpack Compose. I recommend you to focus on this subject, or you can use Flutter. Flutter is a cross-platform development environment. So you don't have to use an XML design. All the layout design, mobile application layout design is done in coding in Jetpack Compose. So this is just released new concept. So this is too new, and the trend goes to this side. If we talk about XML is a markup language like HTML. HTML is released in 1991, but XML is released in 1996. XML is a versatile platform, and XML is used for different purposes, but we can use XML in Android Studio as a layout designer. So in this video, you can see we are designing a layout. And XML layout has a hierarchy of a tree. I will show these details when we are coding in the next part. Okay. Is there any question up to now?
If there is any question, please raise hand so we can point you. I think we can continue first.
Can we give a short break?
Okay.
Is it possible? Okay. Is it 10 minutes break? Then
yeah, okay, it's okay.
I will show how to shortly show how to install Android, then make a simple application for today. Then tomorrow we can elaborate developing application, developing user interface in a proper way. If you let me 10 minutes, we can give. Yeah. Can we give a break?
Okay,
Okay, thank you very much.
We can break 10 minutes, and after that you will overview for the Android creation.
Yes, I will show the Android installation shortly. Then we will develop a simple application, and I will introduce Android environment, Android Studio environment. Is there anyone who are interested in Android, who developed Android application before?
Anyone who already or have ever developed an Android? Raise your hand.
Is there anyone?
Anyone? I think there is.
I will try, but I yeah, I want.
Okay, there.
But
there
that's
are some
just
students.
installation.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
That's I'm stuck on installation SDK tools, and I don't
SDK
just
tools.
continue. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Then it's better. So I'm happy to introduce you the environment. If everybody knows the Android, so I can go to the first step. But if the students are new in Android, so I will explain everything from the beginning.
Okay.
Okay. Then please 10 minutes break.
Okay, so we can start our break.
Yeah, after break we can start. Thank you very much. Can we continue?
Okay, Pak.
Okay, thank you.
You want to reshare your screen?
Okay, I will share my screen. Okay, then. Now how to install Android, first step. I actually installed, so it takes too much time to install Android, so I can't show you each step, but it's not difficult. You are just also you can watch from the YouTube. There are many YouTube video how to install Android. It's not difficult, but if you wanna download Android, you can just write Android download. Android Studio download. It will open developer website. So this is Android Studio developer website. So you can use this website too much, and it's full with the useful information, different SDKs. So it's offer you the last version of Android Studio, Giraffe version now released. So you can download it by accepting the agreement. I already downloaded it. Its size is more than 1 gigabyte. 1 gigabyte. So I already downloaded in my download site. Its size is, I will check. Is there a way to hide this bar? Do you know? As I said, I'm not familiar with Zoom. We are using Microsoft Teams.
Okay, you can share and then you can choose only the desk. Not so you do not choose desktop, but you choose this site, the browser site.
Okay, just a minute. New share.
Yeah, maybe you
New
can
share, not screen.
Share not all the entire screen, but you can choose the other active
But
browser.
that's not a good idea because I am passing between different ones, sometimes going Android, sometimes going sometimes opening web browser, so it's best to share screen.
Okay.
No problem then.
Okay.
Okay.
So I think you just can
Yeah. So for you, I think sometimes I can't show all the things. So the window size, I will show the size. Its size is more than 1 gigabyte. When you start it, I think it takes not too much time. So it says Android application is already opened. About it, okay. By using this exe file, you can install the Android. So when you open Android, what will happen? Exit from here, continue, and first I will delete my previous application, user. Don't care these things. Okay, I'm just want to delete it. Okay, these are previous applications, and when you install, your application will be under your username, Android Studio application. So I'm starting Android Studio from the beginning. Android Studio Giraffe, and now new project. So we will create a new project. So this screen is welcoming you. If you have trouble when you're installing Android, okay, tomorrow session at the beginning, I can show you how to install Android by uninstalling my Android application because it takes too much time. So when at the beginning, I can show you how to install Android Studio, or at the end of the lesson, I'm not sure for now. So we will create a new project. So it's asking us, what's your orientation? What is your target? Will you develop application for phone and tablet? Will you develop application for Android Wear, for smart watch, for television, for automobile? There are different tabs, different segments, and there are different layout types and different actually structure. So our mainly focus on phone and tablets. So this is the new template. This is the new template. If you want to use the Jetpack Composer, Jetpack Compose, you can use the empty activity. But if you want to code in classical Android Studio environment, you can choose this one, empty views activity. Empty views activity. First, we will design the layout. Okay, this is the design. We will design the layout, then we add an interaction. Next. So we will give a name. We will give a name. Sample application. Sample application. So this is the package name and the location. This is my computer name. Inside a username. In the username, there's Android Studio project folder, and it plays our application to this field. And language use, there are two options. If you feel comfortable in Kotlin, you can choose the Kotlin. If you like the code in Java, you can choose the Java. So minimum SDK. So SDK numbers shows the Android version. Okay, each Android version is called SDK. So it says API 24 Nougat. Android Nougat version. There are many versions of Android. So before 16, now Android doesn't support them. But if you choose this one, this is the 16th version of Android, Jelly Bean. So it says your application will run on approximately 100% of the device all over the world. All over the world. If you choose the upper version, for instance, this one, it says your application will run on approximately 99.4% of the devices. So it means that it implies that all over the world, the Android user, 99.4% of the Android users are using Lollipop and the upper version. An upper version. If we set Nougat, now nearly 96% of the user in the Android world are using Nougat and the upper version. So we are ignoring nearly 4% of the user because they are using old version. So why we are not setting the lowest one? If we set the lowest one, our application can be used all over the world with all Android devices. But in this case, we can't use new features because this is the basic version of Android. Each Android version has a new feature added. So if we set this one, we can't use many of the features. Instead, if we choose the Android Nougat, so we are nearly losing only 4% of the Android user all over the world. So this application will not run under the Nougat version. Under the Nougat version. Then we can finish. By finishing, we are creating an application. So Android Studio is very Android Studio is a very computational cost application. It consumes too much memory, too much CPU power, so it makes your computer very slow when it's working. If your computer is not very fast, so you may have trouble with Android. So I prefer to share. I think I will be on the screen for a while, so I will stop sharing and share only Android application for now. Then I can hide it. I think no. Okay, we can put it here for now. First, we will try to understand the environment. What's happening? What is this package? Android provides us different representation of the file. We choose project. We choose Android. And in the application, there are manifest and Java file. So in the Java file, these highlighted are for system. So we use this package. We have main activity. Main activity means activity is the interaction pages. So when you're coding in Android, we use activities. So activities is the platform where we run our Java code. In resource folder, there are layouts. What is the meaning of layout? So layout is the design, is the page welcomes to the user. So user will interact with this layout. These layouts are designed in XML. Okay, we are not using HTML in mobile application. We are using XML instead of HTML. You know, in web programming, we are using HTML to design our web page. But here, to design our layouts in mobile application, we use XML. And in this XML, we have different representation. The code side, there is a code. We can see the code of XML. We can see split. At the left side, we see the code. At the right side, we see the design part, or only we can choose the design. By using palette, there is a palette here. By using palette, we can add some elements we use to our layout. For instance, when we run this application, there is a text view on the screen. It says hello world in the center of the screen. To able to run, we need an emulator in the tools. If you don't have an emulator, you can open device manager. It will, yes, this is a device manager. You can create a device, a virtual device, an emulator. This is a virtual device. If you don't have an Android device, if you are not using Android phone, so it's the best option to use a virtual device, emulator. By using create device, you can create an Android version, but it's already have one. We don't have to create for now. So on this Android smartphone emulator, it's using API, it's using the last version of Android. So if we run our application, I'm closing device manager. So it takes time to run because emulator consumes too much computer resources. So when we run our application, we will see libraries that depends on the compilation. Here we go. It says download info will failed. I will clean the project and build again. API, so I can check it from there. I don't want to make you confused for now, but in module, so it's, I'm setting this one fourth, and synchronize. Rebuild the project. Run the application. Okay, it seems sorted out. The problem is sorted out, but this is so simple. Okay, this is a so simple layout. We just put a text view. It's right, hello world. So we can see on the application. When we run the application, we see this text view. So we are making our design on layout in the project layout part. We have active XML files. This XML file is the design, and also there are other folders. In manifest works as a control panel of our application. So in this application, there is just one activity, there is just one screen. So if we have more screens, we will add them here. And also in the Gradle part, module part, this is another control panel of the application, which Android SDK you are using, minimum SDK. For example, at the beginning, we said that we set our minimum Android version as Nougat. If you want to set it higher, if you want to set it, for example, Marshmallow before, you can choose 23, or you can set it 29. So it's up to you. Later, you can change it. This is the application name. Our application package name is com.example.sample application. Target SDK, our application will run on Android version 34. So this is the version code and version name. You know, sometimes people are releasing new version, and when they release new version, they are changing the version code. So you can change this. For example, you developed an application, a mobile application. For a while later, you decided to release a new version. So when you are releasing the new version, you can set it to 2, and if you modify some fixes, you can say 1.1, or if they are important, you can say 0.2. Version name, you can change it as version name from here. And all the library is added here. If you are using a special library in Android, you should add this library to this field. Sometimes we are using special libraries. If you want to add some special libraries, you can add these libraries to the dependency part. Okay, in Java folder, we have main activity. I'm closing this one. So we are designing our layout here. And to add functionality, we are using this main activity. Main activity is a Java file. It's extend Android activity. So it's override on create method. Here we are setting content view, which means this application, this activity will use activity underscore main as a layout. So this is our layout. This is our layout. With this line of code, we are connecting this layout and this activity. So it means when we add this line, it means that main activity, this is a Java class. This Java class is for this layout. Activity underscore main, it's XML, it's under the layout folder. Okay, it's in the under the resource folder. R means resource. Under the resource there is a layout folder. Layout is here, and activity underscore main XML. So this will be a layout main activity. This main activity will add functionality to this layout. It's so simple. We can add more things. We will add them later, but I want to introduce the other things. Drawable. So if you have some figures which you want to add, some drawable object, if you want to add some figures, some pictures, some drawing to your application, you can add them under the drawable folder. Resource means resource. Drawable things, we are putting the drawable things here. Layout under the layout folder. Mid-map, if we have different size of the picture, so we can add them here. Values, for instance, colors. If you want to add some colors to use in your application, you can add them this color, their code to here. You're giving a name. This is the black. When you call the color black, it will give this code. When you call the color white, this code, so it's a white color. For instance, I am adding one more color here. Color name, simple. So I am giving a code. A random code. So it will show the color here. FF. Why we can't see it? Just a moment to maybe 22. So it will show the color here. Perhaps it will take time to show the color. I don't know. We can choose it from the internet. Just a moment. So, oh, there are two sign. Okay. It's like a black. I want to add 8. It's like a red, okay? A kind of red, a dark red. So if you choose the green, this is the red part, red, green, blue. This is the alpha value of the color code. If we set green value as, for example, 66, so it becomes a color in this way, like a brown color. So we can say brown. We can add different colors to our color XML. Also, in the string XML, we can add some string expression. So it's not a good idea to use string directly inside the code. Instead, you can store your strings, store your text information in the string XML by giving a name. Okay, by giving a name, you can store your string information in this string XML file. So these are general resource file. And in the resource file, we will use this Java and resource file too much in the next coding part. So I want to design a simple, very simple application. First of all, this is a text view. I am removing this text view. We can develop our layout by using design, or you can use the coding. So in the coding, you're just typing all the codes. Okay, it takes too much time, but you should know how to code, because sometimes when you are using design tool, design elements, it's not so flexible. They are sometimes mixing each other. To solve the problem, to sort out the problem, it's better to use coding screen. So you can use the split one as well, both sides. For now, we can use the design. It's simpler. At the beginning, it's okay. In the palette, okay, I want to add a button. So I am deleting this one. I'm deleting this text view by choosing it and click delete. I'm deleting it. So in the code, there is only our layout. What is layout? The layout represents the whole screen. We have a constraint layout. There are different layout types in Android. There are different types of layout in Android, but the best one is constraint layout. We are using constraint layout. There are relative layouts, linear layouts, but the best one is constraint layout. So I recommend you to use constraint layout. In constraint layout, we are adding all views in this constraint layout. For instance, I want to add a button. When you add any view, you should locate it vertically and horizontally. So when we run the application, we can't see this button because we didn't fix its vertical and horizontal alignment. We need to align it. So we can add in the attributed parts, this is a button. Okay, so I am tying it to right side. This is adding a constraint to the right. So adding, for example, a margin from the 32 dp margin, and also I am adding a left constraint. So now I align the button horizontally the button in the center. This is a simple button. We horizontally centralized this button. We put the button in the center. So if we add a top constraint, we are tying it to the up. Now adding 32 dp gap margin from the top. If I add a button constraint, then we are aligning it vertically as well. So if I remove it, then, so by clicking here, you can remove the constraint. Now the button becomes at the top, 32 dp. So this is a button. We horizontally align it. We add two constraints to two different sides and a top constraint at the top. So vertically this button will be at the top, and horizontally this button will be in the center. We set its positioning. Then each view in Android, these are view, okay, all of them are called view. These are coming. For text, we are using this one. For buttons, there are different button types. And this is a simple view. Each view in Android has a unique ID. Each view should have a unique ID. So I'm giving an ID, btn, short written of button underscore. This is, for example, load image, button underscore load image. Its ID is button btn underscore load image refactor, then we add a button. Also, we can change the text. Load image. Its text will be load image. So load image. And also we can set the layout wide. If we set match constraint, then it will span all the horizontal line. If we say wrap content, then its length will be arranged according to the content, according to text content. So layout height. If I set it as match constraint and add one constraint to top, so its layout will be also, I will layout wide to match constraint, then the button becomes in this way. It's covering all the screen, but we don't want this one, this view, wrap content. When I say wrap content, okay, it becomes wrap. And also the height, when I set wrap content, it becomes in this way. So I am removing the button constraint. So our image is at the top. Then I want to add an image view. Okay, this is another view. It's used to show figures. We drag and drop the image view, but we didn't fix its positioning. So it needs vertical and horizontal alignment. So we can tie it under the load image, add some distance, add some margin, add some padding between them. So it will be under load image. The distance will be, for example, 100 dp, 100. Okay, this is the horizontal position of this image view. The horizontal position of the image view. So we need a horizontal, this is a vertical arrangement, sorry. This is a vertical arrangement. We set the vertical position of this image. Also, we need to set its horizontal positioning. So we can set it to left, for example, or I can set it to right. I can tie it to right, or I can put it in the middle. So by this way, we place the image view in horizontal scale. So we set the position of the image view in the horizontal scale. Also, we set the vertical positioning of this image view by adding a constraint to top. So it's so easy to design the layout by using constraint layout. We are putting everything anywhere by tying them to each other. By using constraint, we are tying them. So our application layout becomes compact. So this is the layout design. What's happening at the code side, in the XML side? So we use the design layout. Actually, we can do all the things in the code side. So at the top, we have a constraint layout. This is the parent. It's covering all the elements because this is the parent and there is a hierarchical structure. As I said in XML, these are all XML. Button is a child of constraint layout. Image view is child of constraint layout. Button and image view, they are sibling elements. They are sibling views. And in a hierarchical structure, constraint layout covers button and image view. It means button and image view is a subset of constraint layout. So in the design, the constraint layout is this one, and button image is this one inside the constraint layout. Image view is inside the constraint layout. So for this image view, we should give an ID as well. Each unique element, each unique view should have an ID. For shortly, I say instead of image view, I use IV underscore image. This is the ID, and each element has the same, should have the unique ID. For instance, I can't use its ID is button load image. If I try to set its ID like this way, okay, when I say refactor, it says the following problem were found. ID button load image already exists. So you can't give the same ID to two different objects. They should have unique ID. ID is important. IV image. So now they are different. And this is the design. When we run the application, we should see a sample view. Then we will add some functionality. So there is no image inside the image view, so we can't see anything. We can't see anything. Okay, then when we are at the code side, Android, there is a button. Its ID is button underscore load image. And Android layout white, its white is wrap content. So if we set it at 0 dp, and then so it has the same effect. Okay, so if you are setting from here, or if you are doing the same thing from here, they have the same effect. So if I say 0 dp, now when we look to design from the split screen, we can see the changes. So I'm closing this palette as well. Okay, then to see the effects. Then the load image button is, so we can't see it because it's wrong. If we say wrap content, it's not. So we will see the difference, wrap content. And layout margin from the top. There are 32 margin gap between the top and this load image. Its text is load image. So this is the constraint, layout constraint to end of parent. So this one is about this one. If I delete this one, look. So what's happening? I will delete each constraint one by one. So please pay attention here. When I add a constraint at the end, so it's adding a constraint end of this element to the end of the parent. Parent is constraint layout. Then I am also adding a start constraint. Now its start is tied to the start of the parent. Also, I am adding a constraint to top. Now we add a constraint top to top of the parent and adding 32 dp margin. When we look at the image view, so for the image view, its ID is IV underscore image. Its layout white wrap content, but we can say we can add it to 0 dp. By this way, so it will cover all the screen horizontally. For the height, we can say 0 dp as well. Then it will cover all the screen but we don't have a figure yet, so we can't see the effect. Instead, it's better to put wrap content. It will shape according to the figure size inside it. So margin from top, there is 100 dp gap between this image and this button, and its end is tied to the end of the parent. Its start is tied to the start of parent. Also, we are adding a top constraint. Its top is tied to the bottom of load image. Its top is tied to the bottom of button image. So this is the code. It's show it, we are not using parent. If we say parent, what will happen? So I will show you. I'm cutting it. Instead, I say parent. So the image, the bottom of the parent, not the bottom of the parent, it will be top of parent. So it will be top of the parent. It's not related to load image. We are not tying to the load image. Instead, we are tying to the top. So I'm taking the operation back. So in this way, and we are putting an avatar, but there is no image yet. Also, we can add some image. But I will do it inside the code. So, or I will share again because you can't see my new share the whole screen. Okay, I have a figure. Okay, this is a figure of our university, and I will take this figure and put it inside the project. How can I do it? I can open my project, and in drawable folder, we can drag and drop this object, this image. I'm dragging this image to drawable. No, not yet. So no matter, we can do it from the project folder. And we know where my project is. The project is under the username. We have Android project. So in the sample application, app, in the source, in main, in resource folder, we have a layout here. Not layout, we are putting the object into this folder. Okay. Then you can see it's here. Actually, we can copy it from here by dragging, but why it didn't happen, I don't know. I don't know. That's not a big problem. So in the code, we will set, or from here, we can set it by choosing an element, drawable. In drawable folder, there are many. One, I will choose this one. Okay. So when we run the application, we can't see why. I'm not sure. It's the image is PNG. I think it's PNG. No problem at all. So we can set it from the code as well, from the code window. I will show you how to edit from the code. So this is the layout design, okay? This is the XML layout design. This is the code part. This is the design part. If you feel yourself comfortable in layout design, in the design part, you can do all the operation from here. But sometimes if you need some flexible operation, you need to fix the problem from the code side as well. So I'm removing this drawable object for now. Nothing will exit. Okay. This is an empty image now. Empty image view. Okay, when I click the load image, I want to load this figure. So we completed the design. We completed the layout design. So in the main activity, we come here and we want to add some functionality. So first of all, we are saying these activities using this layout as a layout. So we type them, but we should define all the objects. We have a button, we have an image view. So to represent these views, I am defining a button here. Button load image. So by clicking Alt Enter, we are importing the library for button, and I am adding an image view object. So we are defining the view. Also, we are creating an object inside the main activity by clicking Alt Enter. So EV image. We define two variables. Then here we will connect this variable and the view. So now button load image is something different, or I will just say button load. Okay, this is something different and this is something different. So I want to connect them with code. In the code, if I say button load is equal to find view by ID r.id. Its ID was button load image. So I am taking its ID. When we look the code, its ID was button load image. When I set button underscore load image, so now this is a button, and this button is connected with the layout button. Now this button is represented in the code with this variable. Button load is representing this button. When we click this button, we will add functionality to this one. Also, we have an image view. So EV image. So find view by ID. Find view. So we are matching them with their IDs. ID IV image. So if its ID is, there's an object here called its ID is image view, for example, then in the code we should change it as image view. Okay, it will fix the problem. Image view, they must be same. So put on image view, they should be same. No problem, it takes time. So when we clean the project and build the project, okay, the problem is sorted out. And we have two variables, button load and image view. What will happen when we click the button? So we will add something, add a click listener, button load. What will happen when the user clicks this button? We want to load the image in our resource file, in the drawable file, to the image view. This is a functionality, right? We are trying to add a functionality now. We define the button load. I am setting and on-click listener. On-click listener, new view on-click listener. This is a template, okay? This is a template. Don't worry if you don't know it. We are always using the same thing. We are always using the same way. So this is the button. When you set on-click listener, you are adding a code. So what you type under the on-click method, it will run in the code. So now we want to load the image. We want to load the image to the on-click listener. Okay, then image view, we have defined image view. I want to set the image view, set image. I want to set the image drawable. So we use resource compound. These are some standard expression. Don't worry. For them, we are using always the same thing. And there is actually, you just know it, and you don't know to have, you shouldn't, or you don't have to know the details because we are repeating the same thing. This is the rule of Android. This is the rule of Android library. So we are opening get drawable. Get drawable means we are opening the drawable file, resource drawable file. Resource compact, open the resource file. Get drawable, open the drawable files. Then we are saying get resources, get resources. Then we are defining our object under the drawable folder. Drawable, what we want to load this image. Okay, I want to load this image to the image view. Then the next parameter is we are defining as no. It requires one more parameter. Get drawable text 2 parameter, get resource, the name of resource folder in the drawable folder. The name of the folder is r drawable.kbu, then the null. So we will set this image. When we click this button, we will set this image. So if we run the application again, so our emulator will be restarted. When I click the load image, and we can see the figure now. This figure is loaded to our image view. Our image view. Similarly, I want to add one more button. One more button. So this button is, I'm going back, I'm closing this one. I'm going back to my layout. I want to add one more button, but this time this button will be at the bottom of the layout. So I am adding a left constraint and a top constraint. So I am this from this side. Okay, 30 dp is enough. From this side, 30 dp is enough. And we are giving a name, button underscore color, button color, no problem. Or colorize. Button colorize as a text. Colorize, its text will be colorized. Okay, then I am adding one more button to the right side. Here, 32 dp, they will be in the same line. And this way, 32 dp from the right side. So this button I will set button background, and I will write the background. You don't have to write the same thing, but I'm using the background. Okay, colorize and background. So we add two different buttons now. And we will define them in our code as well. So when we look the main XML, the code side, we have now 3 buttons and 1 image view. Their ID is button colorize and its ID is button background. So I'm defining 2 button as well, button color and button background. We define the variable, but it's not enough to define. So we should connect. These are Java variable. We should connect this Java variable with this view. Okay, with this view. So for that, we are using this concept, this expression button background equal find view by id r.id button background. Now we connected them. So button color and find view by id r.id button colorize. So if you say clear the project, actually if you wait for a while, this problem will be sorted out, but I don't want to waste time, so I am cleaning the project. By this way, I am eliminating this error. Actually, they are not error. Essentially, they are not error. This is just a latency problem. Then, the same thing, we will apply the same thing for button background. Button background. We will load something, set on click listener new we won't click listener. We are repeating the same thing. We dot on click listener. Actually, it will automatically create it. I don't want to write it myself. New we won't click listener. Choose this one from here, and it's automatically filling the code. So when we click button background, we want to add something. Similarly, when we click the button color, we add something. We want to add something. Set on click. Set on click listener. So what is wrong here? And the problem is that the background we should, no, I'm writing in the wrong place, sorry. I will fix the problem by adding these 2 lines. Then okay, now button color set on click listener new v1 click listener. Okay, we have 3 different buttons and we will add 3 different interaction. So what will happen? When I click the colorize, I want to change the background color. I want to change the background color. When I click the background, I want to add a figure to the background. For that, I have a figure, but where is this figure? Just a moment, I will try to find a figure for that. It's not here, I think. I need a figure to set at the background. maybe inside it. I will try to find a figure and I will set this figure to the background. Source, resource, drawable, not here. Drawable view form, not here. Not in this project, maybe, but in the next one, I'm just trying to find a figure, okay? A proper figure. To set the background. I prepared a figure, but I couldn't find it now. So I am trying to find it. The best figure for it. Resource, drawable. It's not here. It's here, okay. I'm taking this figure from here and opening my project file. Where is my project file? Project file is under the user, Android application, Android Studio project, sample application, in app, source, main, resource, drawable. Okay, I am copying, I'm pasting this figure here. This is another figure. And in the code, when I click the background, I want to change the background images. I want to set this figure as a background element. So before that, my constraint layout doesn't have an ID. This is the constraint layout. This is the constraint layout. In the constraint layout, the constraint layout doesn't have an ID like the other view. So I am adding an ID as layout. Its ID is layout. No, look, this is the layout. Its ID is layout. When I click the constraint layout, its ID is here and its layout. I will define one more object because if you want to add some interaction to any object, you should define it. So we have a button, we need interaction with the button, so we are defining it as a Java element. This is ImageView, we need to set something to ImageView, so we are defining. So we will set something to layout. This is a constraint layout. Constraint layout. Its name will be layout. We define the Java element, and now we will connect this Java element with the view inside the layout. Find view id r.id.layout. Why I can't see the layout? Layout. I think there's something wrong, but we check it. Its ID is layout. No problem. It's layout. It's true in the code. In the code, I'm checking. Its ID is, yes, it's true, layout. So if we can't see ID layout, no, I will just clean the project. Layout, this is layout, right? Layout find view by ID is the same thing, r.id layout. We actually gave the name layout here. Its ID is layout. But Android sometimes catches these kinds of differences lately. This is the problem, the cause of the problem. Why? So Android.layout, layout, it should offer us constraint layout. This is a layout object. I will check it again. Constraint layout. Okay, this is a layout. Okay, find view by ID r.id. What happens if you change the ID? Constraint. It doesn't change. It doesn't mean anything actually. But sometimes, as I said, Android is not working properly. Constraint layout. If we fix the problem. Actually, no, it's not to fix the problem. What it says was missing with annotation. Import. Doesn't contain a declaration with ID constraint layout. Actually, it does. It says it doesn't, but it does because I am adding an ID here. I am adding here, but couldn't catch this change easily. When I clean the project, it should be sorted out. Type for const rate. It doesn't matter. Constraint range layout. Constraint layout. Now build, clean the project, build the project. Okay, for now. Okay, it's the problem is sorted out. We should just wait. Okay, so it takes too much time. We didn't make anything wrong, but sometimes Android Studio is not working properly, stably. Just before it would say it was a mistake, it was an error, but now it says okay, I didn't change anything. No problem. Then in the code side, when we click the colorize, I want to colorize the background. Button colorize, where is it? It's here. So when the user click the button colorize, I want to set a layout, set a background color. Set background color. Set background color. We are using the same resource compact. Get color. We want to get the color from get resource, from the resource folder. Okay, from the resource folder. Comma r dot color dot which one? Brown. Then set no. Okay, then the brown color is not a good color, I think, so I want to change the color, the values inside the color. Maybe this is 1 so it becomes green. I will decrease it as well to 4 not 4 maybe 9 and this is 8 3 what's happened? No, 3 is not 9 5 7 okay, it's a kind of blue, okay, it's a kind of blue. And now I will change, not brown, it's blue, we call it as blue. So when we run the application again, okay, it's coming. When we say load image, and when I check it, when I click the colorize, the background becomes blue. If you want to set the background something different, okay, we will use the background button. In the background button, again, we will set something to layout, set background, not color this time. Send background resource, I think, background, or do send background resource compact, get drawable, get resource, get from the resource, in the drawable folder r.drawable dot, this time in there, I will set it in there, this, the other figure, and no. Then I will restart the application. When I click the load image, so I change the background totally. I change the background color with my image. So with background, I am changing the background of the whole layout. With colorize, I am setting a color at the background. And when I say load image, I am loading image to the image view. And for now, do you have any question? I don't want to get bored you, okay? Perhaps we can continue tomorrow. But if you have a question, I'm eager to answer your question. What's your first expression about the Android? A little bit, it may be a little bit confused, but tomorrow we will make some more examples to better understand the concept. Is there any question?
Just please open your mic. Raise hand if you want to ask the question, guys.
Up to tomorrow, I think if everybody tries to install Android Studio, and if you have a trouble, you can ask your question. But don't forget, even if Android says minimum 4 GB of RAM is required, 4 GB RAM is not enough to run Android. At least 8 GB of RAM, okay? Because if you have a computer with 4 GB RAM, you will face many problems in Android, especially in terms of performance. So your computer performance will not be enough. In the minimum requirement, it says 4 GB RAM, but 4 GB RAM is not enough, I think. So many students coming to me with these complaints, but I recommend them to use at least 8 GB RAM if they want to develop Android application. Also tomorrow we will focus on designing more effective, more visually better design tomorrow. Was it boring for you? What do you think about this lecture?
Can I ask something, sir?
Of course.
Can we use Kotlin language in Android Studio? And what's different about Java and Kotlin? What from efficiency or anything else?
So Kotlin, as I said in my presentation, Kotlin is another programming language you can use in Android Studio, but I prefer Java because Java is a general programming language. It works in many platforms, but Kotlin is just for Android. So I'm preferring to code in Java, but it doesn't make so much difference if you use Kotlin as well, because Kotlin has a very similar syntax with Java. So why Google use Kotlin in Android Studio? This is an important question. Why they need any other programming language when they are using Java, when the Java exists? Why they need to use another programming language? This is just because of commercial reasons. Okay, why? Because Java, in the past, Java was free. Java programming language was free, but Oracle purchased Java. Then Oracle said to the Google, why are you using my software freely? You should pay to me. If you are using Java, you should pay to me. And then Google didn't want to pay to Oracle. And they said, okay, we are producing our own programming language, Kotlin. We are offering user the Kotlin. But if the user wants to develop their application in Java, it's not our responsibility. They can develop in Java. We are supporting Java as well, but we don't need your Java. Okay, we are using our Kotlin. It's not necessary to use Java. This is optional. So by this way, they don't have to. Google doesn't have to pay a license fee to the Oracle. This is why they pass to the Kotlin. There is not much difference between them. That's the main reason for this conflict, actually.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Any other question? So if there is no question, I think it's enough for today, because I don't want to make you so bored from the first day. Tomorrow we will make more on-hands application. I have prepared some more application, some interesting application. Then also we will design more effective and well-looking designs. How can we prepare well-looking user interfaces in Android? I will try to explain tomorrow. Okay, thank you very much for today, for listening to me.
Thank you, Pak. And also there is also one testimony in the chat from Pak Akas. I felt new experience because we used to use Flutter.
Okay, good. Tomorrow I will talk about the Flutter. Flutter is a good option as well. If you want to go on Flutter, I recommend you go on Flutter, because Flutter is a cross-platform. You can develop application in Flutter, and this application will be run on both Android and iOS. This is better, but Android is a native platform. Sometimes Flutter may be some features may not exist in the Flutter. So if you want to, for example, do some low-level operation in Android, Flutter may not be enough for coding. This is just a disadvantage of Flutter, but apart of that, Flutter is a good environment. I recommend tomorrow I will talk about Flutter and Jetpack Compose a little. So the new trends is developing in Flutter and Jetpack Compose. These are the fundamentals. Okay, I'm trying to explain the fundamental code developing in Android, but Flutter is a perfect environment. and it's a very promising environment, even if it has some small disadvantages.
Okay.
I
Okay,
can't see
so-
any. Can you see the? Okay, I see now. I felt new experience because we use Flutter. Okay, I didn't see the question. Thank you very much for
Okay,
reminding me.
Yeah, no problem. But okay, thank you. So thank you for the first session or today's session. Yasin Ortakji. So tomorrow, so also I also remind all the students, don't forget to install and prepare for tomorrow, so we can continue tomorrow ya Pak for the development theory.
We can continue on hands-on application. It's
Hands-on
better if they,
application.
if they install Android, we can develop together. When I'm developing application, they can also develop. If they have a question, it will be perfect for me.
Okay, Pak. Thank you, Pak Yasin Ortakji, and also all
you
the
very much.
students and also all the lecturer. I think we can close this session. Thank you very much. And don't forget to join in tomorrow's session. Thank you very much, Pak Yasin.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Have a nice day.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam.
Okay.